Yo.
There's the lad.
What the fuck?
Don't know.
Okay. Funny thing was, for a better part of about 2-3 minutes, I could still hear you guys fine. Even though I was just completely shunted out of this little matrix. Apparently, it didn't break connection long enough for the VOD to split, so that's good. So that'll make the editing easier.
Is it the red pill or the blue pill that takes you out of the matrix?
The red pill.
Yeah. Discord's giving you the red pill.
Yeah.
Whether you want it or not.
Yeah. I've had enough Tylenol, damn it. Give me some goddamn Viagra.
Ew.
What other blue pill can you possibly think of? So,
Like
There are
16
lots of
different types.
generic
Mucinex, it's probably.
little blue capsules.
Also Advil in general, but either way.
Also, Adderall comes in blue.
Really? Didn't know
Yes.
that. I know that now. Cool.
10 milligrams usually comes in blue.
Good to know. Did not know that. All right. Oddly enough, a little bit of rage at my own internet stability actually helped wake me up a little bit. So, that's good. Now then, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chats that suddenly went all blurry and shit because of connection crap. All right. He would enter the home, Amira advising the others they can come up to talk to him. V would turn to Ben with a hello, Ben. Hello. I'm assuming I've made things take longer. We should probably be going to Gravedig, right?
Does Ben have a ring of mind shielding?
He has access to one. He doesn't always have it equipped. In this case, though, a familiar ring with that sort of enchantment is present on his finger.
Great. Well, I can't speak like that. And big dog boofy voice is not a good thing to be doing in the woods. What not?
Kind of.
Ooh, it's kind of getting there. It's kind
It's
of
back. It's back.
He's back.
He's back.
What's going on today?
I don't know what's going on today.
Oh Lord.
Oh, and Vanessa's back too.
There is a fucking like 1.5 seconds delay between your audio and video though.
What? That's not good.
Let's get out of the call and get back into the...
Does it sound like it's fixed?
Yes.
It is.
Okay, what the fuck? Hey God. I'm trying to run a D&D game for my friends and currently playing out a scene with like a teenager dealing with some sensitive topics. I'd like for that to play out with emotional impact without fucking internet breaking, please. And wouldn't it be perfect if I lost connection in the middle of that goddamn speech?
Hey God. Boom.
and suddenly my brain gets shot back to like fucking 2011. I have a question. For God.
Oh,
Why? Dude in the fucking Mario.
Ready, Joe?
I'm not sure I recall this.
Oh no, it's going down again. Kilobit rating's going down again. Fuck. Sinking ship.
Joe, see, isn't there anybody besides you connected to your Wi-Fi?
No, it's just me. Nobody else knows how to. It's going back up. Okay, are we okay?
I think
We
so.
haven't lost you yet. Well, since you last rejoined.
Hey, Internet Box, are you okay? Are you doing what I did 9 days ago?
Probably.
I did. Do I need to shove a fucking wallet in your non-existent mouth?
Well, if you buy me some better Ethernet cords, it might help.
Ethernet cable ain't the fucking problem.
we need to reset the box?
No.
Good Lord, no. You might not get it back. Just get started, Joe.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my brain back where it was. It's not fucking... Jeez. Oh, wow. The VOD did split because we got the Go Live notification again. Fuck me.
Maybe it was right that it needed the split, Joe.
Okay, well... Let me pull up the chats again. Yes. I should probably go back. If all is well and good. After I put a shovel in front of my mother's headstone. Just after all of this shit, whatever it is, summoning her undead body. After this, I need to come back here. Plain and simple. Let's go. He walks toward the exit to the treehouse. And just drops down, ignoring the ladder, as he casts Featherfall on himself about 2 feet from the ground.
He's gonna land on Violet.
He knows where to aim, and he can see the big-ass floof.
You're a purple floof.
You're kind of hard to
If
miss.
you land on Violet, it wouldn't be landing hard.
Yeah.
There's a reason that there's not a kid's puzzle book called Where's Clifford?
Check her bassinet in the bassinet.
So Violet is going to look at Ben and quirk an eyebrow.
What?
Nothing.
Let's get back.
Let's do that.
I've wasted enough bloody time, apparently.
I'm gonna let you know something. Your sister stood up to try to walk to you after birth and unnatural children.
B would jump down to use her wings to slow her fall.
I'm gonna let you know if she's willing to give her life to that asshole Reserthrian, whoever he was. She's gonna do something drastic to get to your mother.
Forgive me for not realizing her side of the plight when I received earth-shattering information.
I'm not saying anything bad, but you can't smell what I can smell. I'm not mad at you. I'm just slightly disappointed, because I wish I had a sister like that.
Grand. Let's go. He clears out a spot in front of the tree and starts to draw another chalk circle as he digs it out of his alchemy kit.
Save the chalk. The walkability.
Just gonna walk.
All right. Given the relative distance between the Feywild and this place, not to mention the sort of latent leftovers from a recent magical teleportation to this location, the walk goes a lot quicker, as you can basically ride the coattails of that magical shift.
It has to have been like a couple hours at this point, Joe.
On the other
It's-
side.
On the other side, you guys get back within apparently 30 seconds. Even Angel, with her keen ears, can hear just as quick as a thought of arrival as she heard the whoosh of exit. There was some time dilation going on at the behest of something in that place.
Violet goes and sits in front of Angel's door, in the concern dropping Avery next to the near spot.
Piper is still looking through her map like a crazy person.
Ben passes by the teleportation circle area that has the natural arrival place in the castle, and those, or in the manor, and those that can see him watch as he ventures back toward his room, likely to just gather the rest of his shit.
He's going to come. He's going to accompany him to go help him with grave digging.
Fair enough, and probably to give him supervision to make sure he doesn't jump back into the Feywild, which he doesn't seem keen on doing.
Zeus is
But-
good.
Piper did know. Piper can show him on the map that his mother's corpse is not there.
Yeah, on his way out, you showcase that to him, and there's a look of almost numb frustration on his face.
I have a question. How many hours does it take him to get ready?
He's got pretty much all of his shit. He had most of it ready before he jumped out into the Feywild.
That's why she got up, because she wanted to say goodbye.
Great. Off to Green Eye Crossing then. It's going to be late afternoon over there, I think.
I'm not going with you.
I know. Time to make sure her grave's empty. I'll be back as fast as my shovel can put the earth back in.
No, these two are going with you. She puts out Zanin and Venestra and at Avery. Those are going with you. You're not going alone. Not again.
Why is Angel sounding like Violet?
No, it's not Angel. This is Violet.
Understood. Understood.
I don't need you to let. I don't think your sister would want you let in the whole city when you get frustrated.
Right.
Because you could.
See,
You're
his
not young.
you can see the fingers on his left hand clearly sort of fidgeting with the side of his pocket. Alright.
I'm gonna tell you something. I need to tell you something. She puts his face close as she can get it. I was 12 years old when my mother basically died in front of me. and I was left alone with a little tiny man named Ink. A tiny boy by himself. I know what it's like to get angry, and I know what it's like to carry it with you. But you have good people around you who are willing to just let you cry. If you need to. Or rage at the machine, whatever you need. I bet you Griffin's got a graveyard somewhere of things that you could break to a million pieces.
He absolutely has a rage room.
Yeah, absolutely.
The man I want to break's already dead.
You already
go.
broke him. You broke him.
I want to do it again. Let's go.
Okay. Promise me. Promise me you'll take care of yourself and them, because they're not going to know where they're going.
It's not that far of a walk. It's a private little cemetery.
If things get that bad, end up in Mercast, and I'll come get you. Okay? Because emotionally, sometimes medic doesn't work if you're gonna have a breakdown.
Calm emotions is a frustrating spell.
Well,
But she's saying this in dog form.
frustration.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it. I trust him. I trust Fenestra. I'm learning about Xanon, but I don't know much about him. But don't bring him around any dragon people. He gets a little... He's a little racist.
Really?
That's an outlaw.
So was a lot of Green Eye Crossing. He'll fit right in.
Oh, good. There you go.
You should really
There's the
learn it
right
yourself.
place.
It's a great tool for to use. So
Don't bring him around dragon killers. Just don't do that.
Green Eye Crossing is a trade town. I make no guarantees.
I know, right? So, you go. She pats him on the head with her snout, and then walks away.
Cool. Let's go fucking dig up my mother.
Bruce is just gonna go with.
Yeah,
Like,
you can
I'm
see
not
very
letting you out of
clearly,
that
even with the
fight.
attempts to cheer him up, he's not okay. But
I am not okay. Boy, cats, wake up.
I think he has a teleportation circle to Green Eye Crossing.
yeah, he does. Which he quickly draws on the floor to avoid having to deal with unfamiliar walking.
These go together. Yes, they do. I'll be right back. I gotta be.
What's happening next, Joe?
All right.
wow, all that it didn't stop the stream.
Yeah. When it's trying to catch up, sometimes it goes into a buffer screen, which is good.
It does. It has like a weird in-between screen.
All right. So, For the sake of brevity, so that the party can rejoin, and so that some of the pacing that I was planning on for this fucking session can go through. Yeah. You guys go to dig up Ben's grave. You find nothing within, except for a couple more charcoal drawings before venturing back.
How many time does it take?
With that whole process and with the move earth spell involved, again, also with Ben knowing where to go, to get to the grave, it takes maybe half an hour at the most. Given the spell work and everything, and I'll just roll for that and entering the casket once again. Natural 20. Okay, so it takes 20 minutes.
Earth's just going, her.
So this is not time enough for Angel to have a short rest.
With the time in the Feywild and this together, it would be enough for a short rest, yes.
Okay, so Angel's awake. Piper's already awake because she can trance.
No, I've been looking through my thing. Because why is anti-divination or scrying working on it if it's a blood magic thing?
Well, when they get back, I would have prepared... Probably before they get back, I would have prepared Zeus to meet me as soon as I woke up.
Sure
Should
thing.
have been the time period.
Which a short rest, with the way those function, doesn't necessarily need to mean that there was sleep involved. It just means there's time taken doing, nothing. Sitting on a couch, whatever. Just taking that time to rest.
Close one's eyes.
Yeah, just in general recuperate. It can also, it's basically the equivalent of getting your 15-minute break at work, sitting down in a chair, and making sure that that your feet don't feel as numb for a minute.
And they don't fall asleep. I was laying on the desk.
As soon as they get back, Bruce is literally just going to face plant onto the floor and go to sleep because it's late. This doggo's tired.
I think Avery would probably be hungry by this point.
It's midnight.
He's like, stomach would be growling because we haven't had more than breakfast.
You guys have had a hell of a day and not much to eat. Very true.
Yep.
Who's got the rations?
I'm letting you know that Angel walks up to you with a plate full of food. Hands one over to Xanon. Food.
There's a kitchen
Hands
and
one over
there's a
to
ghost
Vanessa.
that likes to cook. So
There's Vanessa. Angel literally, a giant plate of food. It's literally, I'm letting you know that she made what is the equivalency of a large pizza for each one of you, and then hands you each one, and then just like goes back to her
So much
business.
for rations. There's no rationing here whatsoever.
Here you go. Here's some pizza.
you want to subsist on dried nuts and jerky? Fuck that. Here's a pizza.
Here's some
I
pizza.
throw it on the plate for her thing. What was I gonna look up?
It is a meat. It is a meat lover's pizza. There's meat on that pizza. It's a meat.
Meat lover's
pizza.
pizza, extra sausage.
Meat.
No. Ham, like the shredded ham, like shredded, like tiny shredded ham. It's like the best kind because it like sits perfectly on the cheese. And then there's that perfect tiny itty bitty sausage that kind of just covers it.
A bard and a hooker in the party, and you deflect from the innuendo. I'm shocked.
No, because like you have to understand when they say sausage and more sausage, sometimes they give those big old chunky sausages. No, we want the tiny hamburger style one.
Okay, whatever
So we
the
get
hell
more
ingredients
carbs.
you guys managed to string together for a pizza, yes.
He's gonna
Absolutely.
spice your pizza.
I
This
like
is
my ham in more slices thing.
this is Bruce right now, just in the middle of the floor. No fucks given.
That's about right.
Yep, that's
Well,
what's up.
it's a mixture, so it's like they're all the same sizes. It's just all over the pizza.
It's not about the sausage, it's about how you use it.
And there's pepperoni on that pizza.
Well said,
Pepperoni.
I get mine traffic.
Cyanide and happiness.
Xanon is not hungry.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel insulted slightly, but I'm honored that a dragon has eaten my pizza. And then she walks away. I have plans. I must go. I'm letting you know she's completely in gear while her head is all buzzy.
Cheese.
You
She's
must
gonna
go,
go
your
meet.
people need you.
I must go. My people need me. She
You would
meets.
look at
God damn it!
the
Now I
other-
want
Does
pizza.
Angel know I don't need to eat?
So,
Frozen sleep, he can't answer you.
at what essentially amounts to the strike of midnight. What is everybody doing?
Angel has found her way into Zeus's
We've
workspace.
gotten back to the rest of the people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I take Aiko. We go to bed. It's sleep time.
All right. You and your gal conk the fuck out, which is totally understandable.
So Bruce, or not Bruce, Piper's still looking through her blood map because there's no way that his mom could just disappear off a map unless she's on another ring. So she's like double, triple.
I am so clever. I am so fucking clever. I am so fucking clever. Sorry, excuse my language.
No, you're good.
I am
Because I
going
said-
to take the items that were found from his mother and I'm going to make them part of my hoard. And I am going to use one of my invoke abilities and I am going to play claim to the hoard, which means she becomes part of the hoard. So I know where she is, despite the divination magic and the scrying.
Know where she is. What are the limitations of knowing?
The limitations of knowing are... Hold on. I have it written.
V would eat her pizza for the enjoyment of it. Amira would eat hers food sustenance as
Yeah. So as a
food
note
and-
there, the casket was found immaculate, damn near spotless, not even any signs of rot inside. But you did find 2 additional charcoal drawings.
Xanon shrugs at Venestra. I don't need to eat either. Anyway.
Did we
I'm
find
sorry, inhuman
evidence,
people.
be it hair, blood, clothing,
To
items?
pull from R.I.P.D. with Ryan Reynolds, that bizarre as shit movie. Of course we don't need to eat, but sometimes it's about the mouthfeel.
That's also would be good considering muscle dystrophy would happen if you didn't eat.
Magic can counteract that to some degree, but I
To
digress.
some degree.
You also use your
It's called immersion journey.
muscles when you talk. Not to as much of an extent, but
Okay, we're getting
It's not
bogged
like
down with the technicalities of eating and not eating. So, yeah, there were a couple of additional charcoal
There we go.
drawings. No additional items outside of that, though.
So she's gonna take the clothes because they brought the clothes back that Violet brought, and she's going to take that piece of leather and she's gonna lay claim to it as part of her hoard.
Was the leather her skin?
No, it's from her book. Remember, I had to repair that diary that she wrote in.
Okay, and again, to go back to the previous question, what are the limitations of being able to know where your
I
target
can
is?
find it in any plane, and it's used from one of the older supplements, if I remember correctly, and it allows you to find items from your hoard no matter what
It'd
plane they're on.
be Dragon Magic from Deep Magic,
It
specifically the old
is.
version.
It is from the old version, I believe.
Let me take a look here, just to make
If
sure.
it's not on there, it's from the new book, but it's from the. It's either part of the Invoke Dragonheart or Invoke. Dragon Greed can also do it depending on my range. But if I touch the map, it will give me the infinite range I want. I'll be able to find her.
tells animals to tell you it's bedtime?
Yes.
All the time. It's the bedtime every 2 hours in my house.
No, he waits till approximately 12.
Let's see.
Nope.
Enhanced
My
greed.
animals only wait 2 hours.
Detect precious metals, gems, and jewelry within 60 feet. You do not discern their exact location, only if the presence is within 10 feet. Lair sense. Listen here. Become aware of any tiny or larger creature that enters the enclosed area. You know the creature's type, but nothing else about it. You're also aware of when creatures leave the area. Nope, that's not it. Let's see here. Regular, no.
I may be wrong about it, Joe.
Okay, maybe it's
but
not that
I
one.
remember.
Let me check deep magic.
Is there any way that I could use the map and give myself an extended range?
Mother.
Potentially, yes. Let me just take a look at this one here, and then I'll go down to the dragon magic section, because again, there were added spells in that section as well.
I might be wrong. I know I have one that extends my range, but I can't remember which spell it was.
Dragon magic. In the full deep magic book.
Must be asking. Let me just get my book. Let me see if I'm mix matching my spells again. I probably am and misreading things, and I'm too tired. It's 11.
Check dragons, curse dragon's draconic majesty.
He would touch the items that
Constance
had been
draconic
gathered.
smite. Dragon history, dragon lore. Tools for enhanced greed. That one for the most part is. Still the same.
I know how I'm gonna do it. I know how I'm gonna do it. I know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try a couple of things.
We did a thing.
What'd you do?
Used Hunter's Sense, and it has like a description of what it is.
Invoke dragon heart. Okay, nothing in either version that seems to strictly speak of being able to detect missing items.
I remember what I was gonna
planes.
do.
Alright.
Give me a minute. I was gonna try something, and I wanted to try to extend my range because this is the first time I've ever tried to do it. Okay. So I am going to claim my lair,
Okay.
and I am going to put the necklace inside of my lair,
Okay.
which extends my lair in an almost infinite space. Because that's what the
Okay.
necklace does, because it expands itself out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put Piper inside of the lair
Okay.
so she can help me sense where she is.
Okay.
And we're just gonna flip through the map pages, and I'm gonna feel where the pull leads me.
All right. So basically, trying to quantum shift to try and glean a location here.
Because it makes sense, because if the necklace has an infinite amount of space every single time you put another person in it, as far as the kids go, and that's like the only magic item I have to carry all the children in, if I put the map inside of it, I should be able to tell where it is.
Yeah. Okay. Since this is considered a still largely bizarre use of magic, let's go ahead and get a vibe check to go ahead and see how successful it is. One from Piper as the user of the book, and one from Angel.
Though, Venestra. Venestra's is also good.
That as well. Honestly, that may be able to be used in conjunction with this, and that would lower the DC for the vibe checks.
17 plus
Probably go get Venestra.
17 plus 20.
Let her be part of this. She's gonna see the inside of the necklace. Do you want to describe the inside of the necklace, Joe? Piper's already been in it.
Right now, I'm drawing a blank, and for all I know, since it is technically a extra-dimensional base space for your sake, you may have reshaped it in the 2 years.
It's a bunch of hallways that lead to a bunch of rooms that are individual based on different characters.
Yeah.
All the kids basically have their own bedroom.
So Encanto?
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of.
The Encanto house and a necklace.
This is a 19, and my vibe check would put that at a plus 12.
Mine's 17 plus 12.
So 27 and
I
then
was sick of
29.
Disney movies. I never watched it.
Encanto was actually pretty decent.
Oh my
I
god.
heard that it was good. But again, I was just fed up. So
Yeah. Some of the Disney movies
You know,
are real
I can understand
bad.
and respect that.
Some of them were real bad right before Encanto.
it just, when it came out, it just blended in with the rest of the junk in my mind.
Yeah, I didn't even
Yep.
realize it existed up until after my niece and nephew were watching it, and it was decent.
Literally, only thing I know about it is that there's a guy named Bruno they don't talk about.
That's all I know. That's the only thing I know.
To add to that sentiment, he's the weird uncle. So
He's a really weird uncle. He talks to rats.
yeah,
So,
we won't go into a spiel about the movie unless there's intent to watch it. But I digress. So
she's gonna have Vanestra come in there with them and help him out. So what you're gonna see when you walk in is a bunch of kids, probably already in bed, so it's quiet in the hallways. Other than Nicodemus singing some of the kids to sleep in the back rooms, considering we have newborns.
with a 27 and a 29. There are very few planes of existence that are not strictly visible to the blood map. Oftentimes, it's indicative of being in a separate ring. Oftentimes, it's indicative of being present with something that is not strictly bound to the normal laws of perception. And for those in a particularly ballsy or potentially even foolish persuasion, they might find a back door to those things that arguably are made of madness. And those things that covet things that are in and of themselves unique. With the amount of dimensional folding that you've put through the book, you eventually land on a page that spirals into a series of eyes and mouths, whispering careening from it. You're familiar with this entity. You've managed to get on at least what can, relatively speaking, be considered its good side. And you peel over to try and find a mote, a stain, a blood spatter. And you find something that shouldn't exist on the Gray Thief. A blind spot. Where a little gray, pulsating blood spatter sits.
Is there a hidden eyeball underneath it?
No, not from what you can tell. But the longer that you look at it through these pages, the more you're starting to smell burning paper.
I basically douse the flame. We're gonna have to take round 2. She's gonna douse the...
Spot.
Yeah, I know. He's never had a blind spot. He's gonna get mad when I tell him that when he's sleeping. Okay. My dreams are gonna suck for the next 4 nights.
Oh boy.
An interesting note, by the way, that blind spot you do find on the page, that specifically, plane-wise, sits where the Shadowfell would be. With Melinda manifesting and everything.
I need you to do that thing that you do for dream walking.
Yeah, which as a note as well, Midnidna does not preside over the Shadowfell. That's a different eldritch being. So this seems like a number of crossovers that might piss off more than just one cosmic entity.
I'm gonna reach to her dreams. I've done it before. Sucks. I also have to negotiate. I have to negotiate.
Contextually,
Spooky.
for at least how Great Old Ones operate in this world, they are referred to as gatekeepers. They are large, maddening, overarching concepts that basically preside over and claim and basically gatekeep different groupings of planes of existence.
I have brought a large mushroom because I sent home from Merlin for it. That's why I had a deep breath, like that long rest, or that short rest. I am going to take a trip down to the tower.
Okay.
I am going to put her clothes on. It's gonna stink. I don't care.
Ew. We diving in semi-dead person clothes?
Yeah, she's gonna do this in the middle of the night. Nicodemus is gonna go with her.
Okay, so again, there were no clothes recovered from the casket. So what you do recover are just
There-
old.
There were from the 2 dresser drawers that we decided to take with us.
Yeah, those are just old. They're not corpse clothing, so they're moth-eaten.
She has been wearing them, and she's going to put perfume on herself so she can, because she's been touching that perfume.
Gotcha.
You didn't say they had dust on them. You said that she's been changing her clothes.
Oh, you mean in the dresser in the turtle tower? Yeah. So
Ito's gonna put those clothes
technically,
on.
those would be corpse clothes. Yes. I was thinking like a dresser recovered from like Kako's house. No. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull her out of time.
All right. Let me
And
just...
she's gonna have Piper sit on the outside because she knows that there's something that may go wrong. And she's gonna have Vanestra know that they're hopping through time. And she has to go alone because she's probably the only one that can pull this person through and make it out.
Piper's looking at him.
Okay.
What am I, chopped liver?
I understand that, but I don't need your little chaos gremlin to get eaten by a great old one.
Cosmic hierarchy, great old ones.
She's talking about when Sony Wadron. She's like, I don't need your chaos gremlin to get eaten by a great old one.
He doesn't hang out with me all the time. I just pray to him occasionally. And occasionally he listens. Why are you using time-related things to do such?
Because if she can pull her back through time, she can keep her from traveling into where she was traveling into. Because the smell was recent.
So basically, you're just gonna rip her back from before her escape.
That's right.
At least that's the attempt. Alrighty.
Which means that it will make things more timey-wimey in her body and the buzzing will get louder, but it's gonna have to. Because every time she does this, things go crazy. At least in her own body.
Things go crazy. What are you talking about?
Shh, I've saved people. We're not even going to talk about how many times we've saved people because of this situation. She's also going to take a device that's going to be able to capture her.
And what is this perceived device?
I'm going to put a coin on myself. And I am going to cast, when I get there, I'm going to cast, is it Dragon's Greed? To pull her back through my time hole.
Okay.
Not really a device so much as an ability.
Yeah, it can actually make her go insane if I'm not careful. So I'm going to have to dispel it as soon as I can.
Assuming she's not already. All right.
Yeah, I get that. But the whole thing is that as long as
Coming first.
if she's undead, there's like
Okay.
what's the one thing she wants more than anything in the world is Ben, right?
Potentially.
Yeah.
So, you're going to attempt to time rip Juliana Kako.
I'm gonna polymorph myself into Ben. Because I only have 1 9th level spell. I'm gonna true polymorph myself to Ben.
True polymorph, are you sure?
Yeah, because I have to use it once per day.
You're
I
going
could,
to
I could polymorph myself for an hour, right? To another being.
polymorph. Yes, true polymorph means you are going to permanently transform into that guy.
Oh hell no! Let's
In
just
which
do
case, I got to
polymorph.
give you a human boy's stat block.
No. We're gonna do polymorph. We're gonna polymorph into young Bangkoko, considering I've seen what he looks like. It's her obsession. I'm gonna give her obsession.
Okay.
He would do it for me, so I'm gonna do it for him.
So. To attempt to time rip someone with as many defenses as she's been inscribed with, I need you to roll me a vibe check at disadvantage.
Okay.
As when you eat the mushroom and start to pull back through time, you do find a tall human woman, thin as a skeleton, flesh taut and pulled against her body,
I want the
muscles in
medals.
various states of atrophy and rot, and yet scarred, or I suppose carved and stained into the flesh, as there's now nothing to really heal these scars. A series of countless golem-like runes.
Oh, I know how to break those.
And they begin to light up with a rosy, arcane tone as you draw near.
Rosy Arcane?
Rosy, arcane
Okay.
glow.
So my first one was a natural 20, and my second one was a 19.
19 at disadvantage, okay. Plus your vibe modifier.
My vibe modifier is a
Say
12.
Rosie or
As Nicodemus. Is it the same Rosy Arcane Glow as Nicodemus?
As the two of
That's
you.
not what I was asking.
As the aura of what?
The aurora in my memory.
It's very reflective of the aurora. It's very reflective of the glow that both you and Nick give off when you two do the egg thing as well.
So somebody's using our magic?
Or at the
Or
very
it's a
least, as you
Mora.
get close to it and very clearly denote the defensive structure on that rune make. Someone may not necessarily be using your magic as much as they carved in defenses against it. So 19 plus what for your vibe check?
19 plus 12. Or would it be 17 now because we've got higher levels?
So 19 plus 12 would be 19 plus 14. Sorry, 13. So
19 plus 13 then.
32. Okay. The difficulty class for success here to time rip Juliana Kako, the flesh golem, was 30.
Holy shit. I look like Ben. So I'm gonna tell...
As you rip and pull it back through time and you all watch this arcane and archaic shift, suddenly you see this skeletal woman, her eyes empty, her sockets caved in, as in a flash, she whips around and that skeletal hand snaps and wraps around your throat and begins to squeeze. I need you to roll me a... Let me double check here for inflict wounds. What kind of save? Oh, it's a melee spell attack. Excuse me. That's a natural 1. Okay, so the clawed bony hand covered with necrotic energy lunges toward you as you just barely manage to slide out of the way. And the amount of arcane power pouring out of it, and it is bleeding out of the runes as well, are clearly... There's enough potency there, especially given the level of power that Ben is at. There's enough potency there and intent to kill.
I'm going to run my fingers through her eye sockets. I'm going to turn my hands into... Oh shit, I have not done this in a long time. I am going to use... I'm going to create water inside of her forehead. And I am taking the ice cube with me. And because she isn't dead, she'll freeze.
Okay. As a note, flesh golems are not undead. They are constructs.
Well, she's kind of stuck.
And she does... freeze. Fingers
I'm
out.
gonna...
And yet, that sense, that feeling, that presence of undeath, you can feel it there. But it's frantic. Not from the counter-assault, but like a scared bird trapped in a cage.
I need Zeus because he doesn't have my magic. She pushes the golem through the hole, pulling it back through time with her.
And you pull it forth. And now all of you are present seeing this flesh-rotted construct. Frozen and carved in place.
Piper. Vanessa, I need this thing ungolemized. It can't be my own magic. That's my color. And Nicodemus is...
Which now that there's enough time for closer inspection with the naked eye by not just you. Yes, there are golemic constructive runes all over this body. There are also very clear stitch lines where body parts, hands, limbs, and everything were cut off and then reapplied after rune work was done. This is, all in all, a corpse that was taken apart and put back together. And again, there are additional runes here that are very clearly indicative of a soul cage. Souls are not supposed to be present in golems at all.
So it's her body and her soul. Go ahead.
What do all the runes say? Because I have eyes of the rune keeper.
Piper's able to read.
You've encountered golems before. I mean, there was the brief encounter with the adamantine golem over in Vasily, for example, that little guardsman.
Oh, he's so hard to kill.
Yeah,
You really
they're
go
supposed
down.
to
To
be.
walk up and grapple said creature.
There were the encounters with that golem. That rune work, you're familiar with it, you recall it, and it's basically, there's a lot of animative structure, but the way it's done is hard to follow. Like, it's like looking at a textbook that's riddled with calculus when you have only just taken, like, introductory algebra. It's like looking at an alien language, even with Eyes of the Rune Keeper. It's like, there are words here that you understand, like animate and purpose and things like that, but the way they're strung together, it's a little bit, like, headache-inducing.
Does it remind us of anything that we've read before?
I mean, yeah, there's common lines with the previous golem from Vasily and some other golems you've
No,
dealt with in the
like-
years since. But specifically,
changeling.
well, specifically the rune structure as well, and not only that, but the rune script for this particular golem construction is older, archaic even, not dissimilar to a golem shell that you found in the abyss.
Oh my god. That's the third time we've found these strange runes, isn't it? What was the second time?
Second time was when you were trying to use it to basically put together the mobility assistance for Icon.
So Amira would recognize the runes. Hey, when she looks over at Piper, go get Ben. Go get Ben.
She's already going out the locket. Is there like a door that signifies getting out of the locket? Because that's weird. But yes, I'm gonna go get Ben.
You should have a window over to Ben. Should be able to jump through one of the holes.
And by the way, as long as this thing is currently in the locket, right? At the
No.
moment? No.
No.
Oh.
I pushed. Piper is in the locket to keep her safe.
Okay. All right. Wanted to clarify.
Also, V rolled a 39 for athletics to grapple.
She can grapple this
39
thing.
for athletic. I mean, it's currently frozen. Well, actually, hold on. Let me go ahead and roll a con save
It
for
takes
it.
an hour for the 5-foot cube to go.
I know. I'm gonna roll a con save for it though against just freezing. We'll call it a weaker way of doing like a hold person because of the nature of the spell. So that'll be a wisdom save. First one was a natural 1, but golems naturally have magic resistance. So that makes for a... In the case of a soul present, it does give it a wisdom buff. That's going to be a 24. How's that do for your spell save DC?
Water has a spell DC?
My spell save DC is a 20. My wisdom save? It's for my wisdom
Just
save,
general
right?
spell save DC. This will apply to anything that has to make a saving throw against something you're doing.
Well, it's currently a 23, so I'm not going to be able to beat that. It's
Okay,
going to be
23.
able to break out of it right there.
So as it suddenly arrives, basically, again, I'm assuming in the ballroom because that's the most expensive room anyway. It breaks free of the freeze, and you watch as some of the rotted flesh. I mean, it does tear in the process. This is flesh breaking out of a frozen state. As V then tackles this fucking thing with a 39 athletics, it's not gonna probably win that, but I'm gonna roll anyway for shits and giggles. That's a natural 1. Yeah. So as soon as it breaks out of it, the tearing of flesh, I will say, also includes some structural flesh that involves it being able to stand. You hear that characteristic black cat fireworks sound as the Achilles tendon just shoots up through the leg. And that, along with 39, yeah, easy enough to grapple this creature, which, in terms of like, visual, it's not dissimilar, at least in terms of, like, the mutation from, like, I would say the witch from, like, Left 4 Dead. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Piper just...
But there are still, even on the contorted and rotted and mourning face, there are traits that very much are reflective of not only the picture in the locket for Ben, but even some current visual similarities.
I have a question. Is it almost similar to the animation of what happened with when I learned how to do the Leyborns? The guy who devoured all the Leyborns?
Oh, that guy? No. It's not.
So it's not that crazy of a script.
Not that crazy of a script. This is very deliberately structured, but again, like the age and style of the script is very archaic, and it again reflects very much the golem shell that you guys already found. This is very old stuff that's been inscribed here, and with that as well, especially as she's now being held down, you see as the hollowed out eyes lift up, They begin to cry a very familiar, thick black ichor, and in that moment you see Ben's washed out oceanic eye begin to flood with that as well, once again, as you've seen it so many times.
Do I get bad?
Ben's eyes flood with an ichor.
Yeah, so remember how his ocean blue eye was turning black, and the sort of constant crying from the ocean eye would also turn black as well? This is exactly that same shift of color and tone.
No. She's gonna go get Ben. Does Ben get back by now, considering we've got him grappled on the ground?
I'd say, Venestra's back. He's been back, so he's back enough to see this go down.
And she's in there. It's... I didn't know what you did to reach to her. If she reaches for his eye.
You reach for Ben's eye.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
You're bleeding from the same eye that she is. What did you do?
To be clear, she's bleeding from both. He's just got the one. I didn't do anything. This started happening. I don't bloody know why.
And you didn't tell Piff?
Of course I fucking told Piff. There's a note, Piper, you being an artist by trade. Think about the thickness of the ink on those charcoal drawings. How they would almost cake on like more pastel in a way. And then, especially as you see some of the markings of the dried ichor on this flesh golem, the texture is disgustingly similar.
Oh, she painted pictures of Ben with her own ichor eyes. She says out loud, by the way.
It's ink.
So tell me if I've got the right picture here. We've got an ink golem that's housing a soul that we want to free.
Yes.
A flesh golem crying ink that is housing a soul. Amir's going to get to chalking up a binding circle for the souls and go, absolutely, yeah.
All three of us jumped on that. Wow.
Angel is going to, Angel's going to, pull out the small ink monster that she has.
You mean the ink slime that you found on her desk?
No.
Or sorry, the ink ooze.
I've had an ink ooze in my possession for a very long time. It eats ink. You gave it to me in one of the first episodes.
That is true.
I found an ink ooze. It eats ink.
Just don't bring Violet's companion near it.
She's going to pull out the ink ooze and she's going to tell me, she talks to it in the way that it speaks. I need you to eat every bit of ink from the inside of these two people's bodies, and then I need you to come out for me.
Ooh.
It slumps out of the ink vial and then quickly starts to slither over to...
She's been feeding it, so
yeah,
it's pretty good.
It slithers over to the golem of Ben's mother first. Slides up to her eyes and then starts to slide into her eye socket as the flesh golem starts to convulse. The mouth contorts in pain as it opens, more ink spills forth, and the slime carries after it, and it continues contorting, ripping, and shifting. You watch as, along each and every cut and carved seam of flesh, and every
It'll eat the runes.
cut, scar of rune ink leaks forth, and it drinks and drinks and drinks. The runes are remaining. It seems the ink, at the very least, seems to have been some substrate or alternative to normal vitae to allow for the housing of a soul within a golem. As the more ink gets drained, the more this sort of flickering grayish blue glowing mass starts trying to stretch and push toward the throat and mouth, as if trying to fight its way out.
I'm gonna do it my... Can I do something instinctual?
Like?
Like turn it into a witchlight somehow?
Turn it into a witchlight. That's usually a pretty extensive ritual, but how would you like to attempt to do this?
I'm gonna bring out some of the pink water. And I'm going to make the circle that was on my mother's grave. A very distinctive symbol and pattern. And I'm going to write in it in Tsubaki, in the script, the Mochizuki script, I'm going to write it. A mother's love never dies.
Okay. Cool. So again, abstract use of magic. Give me a vibe check.
Okay. Fuck. That is it's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
It's so dark in here. With a plus 12 to my natural 20.
Alright. As the neck inflates and almost bulges at the physical presence of a soul trying to escape, you see the chest strain and inflate. You can hear bones and ribs crack in this horribly disrespected vestige and body of this woman. Before finally, as if it was locked into the corpse, you hear strained, angry, and yet relieved. A final breath. Leave the body as the soul drifts out. And those ethereal witchlight-like wings unfurl from the companion spirit.
I still need her to remove the runes on the golem, or I won't be able to use the body for resurrection. Oh. So anything you can do to get it off, Finestra, anything. It's just to give the spirit some space.
Burn the body and just recreate it.
Resurrection can be done from a memento. It doesn't need the body.
Can you... She looks over at Ben. Do you want to do the honors?
Sure, res that shit.
I'm gonna roll for Ben's state of mind, because that entire scene is enormously fucked up.
And she looks... Well, actually, so I was going to look over at Ben. I need to do something still.
Double nat ones.
Oh, fuck.
I need you to do something,
Rolling for
Vinestra. I need to ask you to do something I never ever wanted to do to Ben. I need you to remove the golem spell on Ben.
Can I use Can I use calm emotions on Ben
Yeah.
as I see him going crazy? Try to prevent him from going crazy.
Okay, so he rolled a
The
1
ichor
in terms of
is
style, so
bleeding
that's a
from her
short-term
eyes.
madness.
Let's see if you can follow this, Vanessa. The ichor is bleeding from her eyes and from his eyes once in a while, which means that Ben is also a golem
Or connected in
necess-
some way.
or connected in some way.
Mhm.
So I need the magic between them, between that guy that could be looking at us through that eyeball broken.
Is that a
Piper,
positive or negative?
Piper is also present. Piper, you also present?
Yes, I am. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Calm emotions Ben's very, very good. Calm emotions Ben.
Okay, yeah. So
You'd be better
calm
off asking Piper
emotions
to remove
does
something
prevent
surgically.
38 on short-term madness, at least for now, which is character becomes frightened and must use his or her action to move each round to flee from that source of fear. So you've stopped him from running in maddened terror for the moment. I'm going to roll a d10 to see how long this is going to last for him. Again, 1d10 minutes. So, okay, 5 minutes. How long does calm emotions last?
Up to 1 minute.
Up to 1
Okay,
minute.
so he'll have 4 minutes of...
Chill.
Well, he'll have 1 minute of chill and then 4 minutes of running out of sudden, exceedingly volatile trauma.
What if I refresh it? Just for 1 minute.
That can
If you
absolutely be done.
got enough spell slots.
I mean, I've got a combined. It's a second level spell, so I have all the rest of my second level spell slots and all the spell slots higher than it.
Yeah,
Is
you
there-
can absolutely refresh it.
Is there a second? Okay.
V looks like she's also going to grapple Ben as well, so he'll stay put regardless. Continue.
Is there another soul trapped inside of Ben?
Roll me a... Roll me a... I'm going to say a religion check? It's kind of a weird one.
Cerithrian is the big bad. I'm gonna be so pissed off, Joe. I'm gonna be so pissed off.
Sounds like a great idea, actually, but no. No, he's been dead for a while.
With a natural 20 from this die?
Yeah.
Or a shoddy die?
As far as you gather, no presence of any additional spirits inside of Ben. Like, no. Likely this is just some connection to
He can
someone.
see us. He can see us.
Who?
Whoever is looking through Ben's eyes. Ben, why is it that when you're looking at me that it happens more often than not?
I don't know.
I don't know if I could surgically, like, dispel magic against the eye that has Piff's mark on it. Because the last person who had a mark on him was Erythrian. He ate those runes. He ate the runes! Piper! Piper? Piper?
Hey, sorry. Somebody's just not wanting to sleep, so.
Ben, she whispers in Piper's ear, I'm going to need you to cut open Ben and take the runes out of his stomach.
I'm sorry, what?
Remember when he was little? Remember when I first got him? Like, we were best friends and we were very younger. He ate 3 runes. 3 runes. And he had eaten 2 more before I got in there, and he swallowed 3 right in front of me, and he wouldn't kick out the rest of them. And she's letting also Vanestra hear this in her mind. He ate these runes. They were demonic runes, and he had to finish 13 in order to become a demon.
Oh. So, pulls out her anesthesia. We doing this right now?
We should. Before he gets his mom back, because I don't need him casting on her.
Great, surgery.
Onyx Flesh Golem is also an available creature type. Very perceptive. I love
If you
it.
need me, I can hold person while you inject them.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you hold person. Yeah.
Anesthesia is only...
Since we're sharing a brain for a minute.
Anesthesia only puts you to sleep. It doesn't paralyze you. You're given a paralytic and an anesthesiology to get.
What I'm saying is I can hold him so that you can inject him with whatever you're gonna inject.
Oh, good. Because I'm gonna need Vanessa to help me, because we've got to find the runes, and Amira and her have magical abilities, and I need that.
Okay.
I cast Hold Person. Well, that does break my concentration on calm emotions.
Golems have resistance to magical effects. He's going to roll his wisdom save with advantage. That's a natural 20.
Oh, fuck.
Isn't he a construct?
I'm gonna counterspell. I haven't gotten to use it.
You'd be counterspelling Avery.
Spell who?
Couldn't I? With the
No,
wisdom save? Actually, I'm gonna lucky that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that one. Let's try that. See what we can do.
Lucky. Okay, so you want to do lucky, which makes the target in this case re-roll.
He also takes a Tithe of Chaos.
With this
Wisdom 19.
with this realization, and you attempt to hold person on Ben, and your Tides of Chaos go off. You see Ben's eye begin to bleed that ichor freely as his other eye turns black and starts to bleed it. And it starts to
Would
bleed through his
hold
mouth, and his
person
teeth
work on
dye
a
black.
contract?
What
He's
whole
not a
person?
construct.
He's a person inside of a body. It's literally the reason that he wasn't able to do anything. He's okay. Let me put it to you this way. He's had these runes for a while. He found them in a hole that was created, right? And he swallowed 5 of them. And he was going to eat the other 6.
Old monster, I can.
He has Hold Monster. He can do Hold Monster.
Hold person still applies here.
Okay. I would much prefer that, as it's a lower spell slot.
So, and I would say this as well, Angel. How did a human boy with no prior magical experience survive that much torment in an art gallery where death is all but guaranteed?
He died.
Maybe long before then. So, as hold person
I am
kicks
going
in,
to do something
one
that I
thing
haven't.
with hold person is that the target is able to speak falteringly. And he begins to just continuously mutter something, a repeated mantra, with his eyes full of that black ichor. With his eyes not full of that black ichor, his eyes wide, and they are fearful, familiar to Ben, but the mouth seems like it's moving independently, with an independent voice from him. And it keeps muttering something. Continue what you were going to do.
I'm going to take out the scythe, and I'm going to go under the ink, and I'm going to slice the ink trails.
Okay.
With the scythe of the word.
Okay. Now, Piper,
Yes.
you have an exceptionally high perception.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Angel goes to slice at the blackened ichor of the ink with the scythe, you can continuously hear Ben reciting, Morm Heor, Morm Heor, Morm Heor, Morm Heor, Morm Heor.
She wrote.
And you slice.
Oh gosh, child. Why?
All over her. Ha! Huzzah! I win! In baby
Morm
talk!
Heor, kid. That's gross.
She's like, I burped. Here's some more. Blech.
I'm so proud of myself.
So, save against Scythe of the Word.
Feel better now?
Particularly high.
That's-
Yeah.
But his modifiers ain't that great.
You were a
At least not
happy
in this state.
kid. Happy girl. Just a happy girl.
What'd you say, Joe?
Sorry.
He rolled high again for his saving throw against the Scythe of the Word, but his saving throw bonus right now ain't that great.
So I see the word is a 30.
Yeah. And as he continues to mutter, Mormhior, the lips of the flesh golem mimic it, even though there's no voice to leave the mouth, before the ichor gets carved through, and you hear a burning, sizzling, crackling sound. Before you see runes traced along Ben's veins and a circulatory structure, spidering out like veins that give and move blood, the same ancient structure. Mormhior. The amount of magical, overwhelming influence, I would say, in
I'm
just a
gonna
brief
take it.
moment manages to break the hold person, and the voice roars through, Mormhior Velux, before the runes break and Ben goes slump in Venestra's arms.
After we did the side of the word.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Soul
me, I swear.
Cage. Nestra, Soul Cage.
Oh my god. Oh my
I didn't do it. He just fell. He was.
It's fine. Avery, it's fine.
The boy is still
Oh,
breathing, and as the soul cage goes out, no separate spirit is captured. But
Ben
something
was
chaotic was destroyed. The Scythe of the Word is particularly useful against two things: absolute examples of evil and absolute chaos.
The scythe has his actual soul in it. It will divide the soul out. It changes color if I remember correctly.
No change in the scythe's color. No soul was captured. Ben, breathing harshly, is slumped and semi-conscious in Venestra's arms.
Oh, so he was
He's
possessed.
alive. He was possessed.
Yeah.
Does he vomit out the rest of the ink from those runes? Or am I still gonna have to cut him out and take him out?
We're still gonna have to do surgery.
Actually, I'm going to roll where the ink comes out.
Ew. That's so gross, Joe. There are 7 orifices on a
Can you
human.
explain what exactly happened to my whole person?
It's still working.
Yeah, it was just
Said
for
that
the
he
narrative.
broke it.
Yeah. In the moment of those runes breaking, there was enough of a magical release that it did break the spell. It acted as a dispel magic
I have a
in a very
question.
short range.
Did the voices actually wake Griffin? Because those voices would have woken Griffin, especially the word Velux would have woken Griffin.
Ooh.
No. You do
Also,
hear.
would that have been deep speech? Because I would have been.
It would have
As
been
far
the
as
speech.
languages go, it's not deep speech,
Damn it.
despite the title of Alex.
I have a question. How pissed is the Griffin coming down the stairs or coming down the hall?
Griffin comes down the stairs in not, but, and I shit you not, red heart boxers.
We can understand all language. What was said?
What was said, Joe?
Mormhior Velix, Velux is a derivative of deep speech, yes, which means traitors. Mormheor, however, is a derivative of not so much deep speech as it is just straight up, ironically, the ordered tongue of constructs,
Oh, I can speak construct.
though through a very corrupted lens.
Ah. Okay.
Mormheor. A conjoined word, and as constructs are known for their efficiency, conjoined disciples of the conjoined chaos.
That just sounds like a centipede waiting to happen.
Sort of.
Ooh, human centipede?
We're not
Jormungandr,
going there.
seriously, Joe?
I didn't say anything about Jormungand. There's nothing about the Midworld Serpent here. I did that as like, hey, here's a cool visual for one of your kids. It's got nothing. No, there's no Jormungandr here. I don't think Jormungandr has ever had the title the Conjoined Chaos.
I mean, technically, it is the snake that eats the world, so... Looks over at Griffin. What does Griffin say as he comes down the stairs? It's kind of hilarious.
I'm sorry, did the fucking mind flayer break in? Who do I gotta kill?
You're good. Do I have to use surgery? Pulls out her
Am I good?
scalpel.
Why is Ben tackled? Why is there black shit all over? And is that a fucking... Oh, God.
That's Ben's mom, or what was left of her. Can you burn that?
He gets his looks from her, clearly. Oh, my God.
Can you burn that? Just
In here? Because that's gonna smell foul.
I don't care how you do it.
I wouldn't burn it in here.
Leave me to burn it. Okay.
No. I got time wizard shit I can do. He walks over
Oh, what?
and he casts. God, I'm forgetting the name of the spell. There is a spell with time wizards where he can just make you age to death. So he's going to make this thing age until it's dust and ash.
Oh,
There she goes again. I did it, Mom. I heard that. I heard it so loud. Oh my God, it was so loud in my ears.
I'm not allowed to have a shirt that does not have your up on it. I mean, it would be best to burn the corpse so there is no remaining magics. Well, it's
there
now
won't-
ash.
I mean, you can burn the ashes. Let's see here.
She's
Just double
going-
checking the spells. It's in here somewhere. I think it's. Is it. Time Ravage. Yes, that. Which does
Pipe.
fucking whopping 10d12 necrotic damage.
What if we made cement out of the ashes?
You gotta burn it. Like, you gotta burn it first, so there's like no like DNA trace.
If the
And then
save
you can
fails,
put
the
it in
target
ashes.
ages to the point where it only has 30 days before it dies of old age. We'll say because it's already dead, he pushes it past that point.
She pulls out a sconce, knowing what he's gonna do.
Soul looks at Ben. Do I have to open you up now?
Probably a good start. You know?
So, give me 1 minute. One more thing to do. She looks over at Piper. Do you have that reincarnation spell, the one that we had prepped? Piper?
Hold on, let me see if I actually have. I don't think Piper can do that yet.
I can. I can do True Resurrection.
And yeah, Venestra, you can happily burn what's left of that carcass. And again, possessions are more than enough to use True Resurrection.
I can use True Resurrection just by using the locket. I'm gonna take the locket out of Ben's pocket.
You can use it on anything that would be considered a possession of the deceased.
Can I take it on? We had the ring, right? We had the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have the locket. Just gonna put it on the ground. I am going to drink some god coffee.
He's
Alright.
going to take what remains outside to properly give a funerary pyre.
Lighted ablaze, and very much like old leaves. It lights up insanely fast after being aged like that. It is, it's alarming how quickly it fucking renders down to ash and charcoal.
And pump it full of radiant energies.
Yeah, absolutely. What's left at this point is now dyed white from sheer radiant magic.
I'm letting you know Angel has prepared her circle. I don't know which god or goddess is going to give you back your life, but I hope you enjoy it. She puts the witch light next to this pyre.
You mean the ritual?
Mm-hmm. He really does love you, you know.
Yeah.
What she says before she starts her spell.
As you cast True Resurrection. In settings outside of Zaria.
Oh, I'm also incurring 2 points of exhaustion by drinking god coffee.
Yeah. In settings outside of Zaria, when a person has died more than once, the ability to bring them back to life becomes more difficult and a role becomes involved. Your DC for this resurrection, as it raises up 1 from 12 for every death,
Okay.
is 28.
What for charisma? Because mine's done by charisma.
You are a charisma caster, yeah. So.
Oh boy! Oh boy! 19.
For doing some
plus-
quick math, that means that this essence, this person, has died 16 times.
19 plus 10.
That would be 28, not 38.
I did say 28.
Mm-hmm.
29.
Okay. Usually you're used to some divine presence being involved.
Am I the divine presence?
When a body slowly rises to life. However, as the body begins to rise, you see that characteristic lightning-like tear in the sky for a moment. A sickly green washing over the essence and presiding over the spell is some fetid, deathly entity from a corrupted and deathless world joins hands with you as you cast this ritual.
Is
And
the
life.
soul not the same as the witch light?
The witch light pushes into the body
Oh,
as
okay.
this ritual gets casted out.
But it is the same person, right? Same
is.
person. Okay.
And so, as the body begins to stitch together, flesh grows onto bone, skin grows onto flesh. Doesn't take a rocket scientist, given the amount of research you've gone through, to realize that the being that is helping you with this resurrection, and then therefore likely the original home of the woman that you are bringing back to life, is from the dead ring of Enniver.
The troubles are from the dead ring. Great. My job here is done.
Which
He's like-
means, additionally, Ben is half Annivarian.
Oh, great. That explains a lot.
Piper just syringes and scalpels in hand. So do I need a surgery bit?
Okay, you didn't tell us where the ink was coming out, Joe.
Sorry. So
Sorry.
yeah, Venestra, as you were holding Ben, Where you would expect someone who's dealt with a lot of physical trauma suddenly having to release, where you would expect a yellow puddle to show, instead a ink black one does.
Ew.
Yeah,
I have a
and it
question.
likely burns like a motherfucker.
Does the ink ooze basically come and eat it?
Unfortunately, yes.
Ink is stored in the box as an extra goddamn.
I
So
mean,
why does that understand what we're saying?
once you go black. Anyway,
Oh my god, stop, Joe.
So what you're saying is that ooze is going right up there. Oh boy.
It's gonna eat it.
Oh boy. He's gonna be standing at
you know
attention.
that ooze took some inspiration from a very specific breed of fish. Anyway,
Placo fish. Oh, that. Ooh.
Yeah.
That feels. That.
Okay,
I don't even have that. That feels weird.
sorry, Ben. I didn't call the ooze back. Sorry.
for brevity's sake, as it cleans up the mess. Slowly but surely, the brilliant red hair of a woman who looks pale enough, even in what is apparently the prime of her life with the true resurrection, that she likely comes from a place where she's not used to getting much sun.
Oh, great. Like the Underdark.
She breathes in, and you see traces of her veins, naturally black and gray, indicative of prolonged undeath, perhaps, suddenly shift and twist until there's that characteristic blue pushing against the skin. That would be a sign of red blood pumping through the veins.
Sup, lady. That's what Angel says as she wakes up. She's so tired.
Edgerman on a stick, what the hell?
Edgerman has nothing to do with it, but he might have something to say as you showed up in this domain.
He had everything to do with it.
Oh.
Not really. Edgerman wouldn't go against me like that.
Not what I mean. Worshipped him as a child. Didn't exactly have another option.
That would explain the thing hand over my hand. That's why I wear my ring.
I haven't.
He did what?
I haven't.
He
had
brought
a
somebody back.
heartbeat in
Some people worship the
1400
King of
years.
Isn't it the devil's one in Enniver?
Yeah.
Yep.
No. The devils didn't win an Enniver. The demons won an Enniver.
Okay.
But he's the only one who would survive subverted because he's the king of the hells. And I just restarted the war over there. We did that last season. We restarted the war in Enniver.
With mushroom people.
Mm-hmm.
You watch in real time as second by second more and more color returns to her face. As if probably for an extended period she'd probably forgotten what it had been like to have rosy filled cheeks, to have not pallid and jaundiced and browned, but brilliant green eyes.
You look like your son.
Wouldn't it usually be the other way around? Her son looks like her.
Nah.
He got his masculine jawline from her. No.
He got his kind eyes from her.
Milky?
This woman looks incredibly thin. Like she hasn't had the luxury of a sandwich in decades.
Cookie? She pours. It's like you don't produce
Get her one of your pizzas. Get her a pizza right now.
Hold on, I might still have some from dinner. She like looks behind herself and pulls it out of the bag. Yeah, I got some. You want some?
I don't remember the last time I was hungry. She takes it
Is it
and
good?
happily imbibes.
Can I have my ink ooze back, Ben?
Get it out of me.
You know she talks to the ink ooze
As
in its
it
own
crawls
language.
out of his nose, do you want his eye roll back for a moment? And it just slithers out.
Is it so happy at this point? I have been fed. I have been fed lots of food.
It's really unnerving to hear a bit of animated and like pseudo-intelligent sludge purr.
Oh, you're so cute. I'll feed you some more tomorrow. And she puts little cork on. He's just a precious bean.
V is happily going to take out and feed her 2 whelplings. Absolutely. And those little dragon spirits are more than happy to take that in.
Hi, I am Angel. I'm Ben's sister.
Adopted.
I am Juliana Mithranda Kako.
Formerly from Anavarius.
Formerly.
Oh boy. What's the last thing you remember? As she's eating the piece of pizza, is she enjoying it? Do want to know that.
Being choked to death by my husband.
Should have thought.
Waking up in a casket. Clawing my way against the wood. And choking again from a lack of air.
You know the demons tried to take you from,
Waking up again as my limbs were being cut away and my soul was pulled from my body.
It wasn't pulled, it was inside.
Waking up again as my soul was placed within, my body dishonored and dismembered.
I will need you to kind of revisit those memories with me later, but I would prefer not for that to be your first waking moment. So let's have a good moment.
I've died 16 times now. I'm used to it.
It's not
That
that
has to have been the worst way I died.
She puts her forehead answers, I need you to understand something. Your son has been alone in this world for a very long time, and something happened to him too. I need to know what your husband was doing. And I need to know what happened to Ben. Because I'm going to make whoever did it suffer 1,000 times over. And, I'm going to, make you smile again. I want to see you smile again.
I will happily give you that information.
And you can live under protection from now on, and no one will ever get near you because Etterman is one of my friends.
First, I feel tired for the first time in a very long time. And I would like to sleep.
Would you like to see your son first? Because I couldn't see it. I couldn't sleep until I saw my children.
She turns and looks weakly in the direction of Ben.
Come on.
Watch a little more color reach her cheeks as tears well up in her eyes. She gets up and runs over to him. It's a weak hobbling. And again, like this lady needs a sandwich. She is...
She needs a sandwich.
She's not in good shape.
Need some milk.
You need calcium.
I don't know if calcium's an issue. That bone definition is strong.
Maybe some vitamin D.
She got it the one time, and Ben was the result.
Maybe she needs better D's.
Possibly.
Vanessa can help with that.
And she bolts over and holds her son for essentially the first time since she held him as a baby. She did not die very long after that. That, and now a presumed long rest, I think is a good spot for now to end the session because it is late. Very late.
I have a question before I go to bed. How
Sure.
loud is the buzzing?
It's gotten softer, but it is slowly, ever so slowly, starting to pick up again.
Okay, good.
Piper, can I just add on Piper at the very end, like, so do I need to cut him open or not? With like several scalpels and needles in her hands.
He's so excited.
So regardless of the amount of digital breakage, what do we name the session?
God damn it, Discord.
Fuck it, yes.
God, it would have been so nice to have the pacing be so much better. I still wouldn't get to talk to Xana next time.
I had shit planned for everybody today, and
I wanted to talk to Xanon all day
fucking
today.
Discord.
And we didn't even get a moment with Xanon. I
So-
wanted to teach him how to lie. I wanted to teach him how to lie.
The only person that I see live, Ruthie is not. She, I guess, went to bed.
It's not surprising. It's after fucking midnight. Okay, let's see here.
Thank you guys for being here with us.
I'm gonna try to get this one tired enough so I can go to bed.
I'm already in bed.
He's a snuggle.
Sorry for how late this went. Without all the Discord breakages, I feel like we would have ended like an hour ago, if not a little bit sooner.
Ah!
There she goes again.
And again, it would have been better organized and better.
Well,
All
you
the things would have been
started out-
better.
Oh, barf bowl.
You started out okay. Joe. You really did. Amber,
And then,
just
you know,
wear the cloth on your shoulder.
My stream hasn't
Things
broken
started
that bad
out
in a
good,
fucking
and
while.
all considered, they stayed. You handled it like a champ.
You handled it like a champ. You have to understand, it was pretty good.
The last half of the session was, I mean, despite what I was saying about Ben fighting off a panic attack, hey.
Hell, if it was me, I would have just said "fuck it," wrote
real
it
close, real
down,
close a couple
and
times.
then
Ah,
like
yeah,
said,
yeah.
"See you next week," when hopefully Discord isn't fucking up.
Okay, yeah, there's not that great a crowd right now. All right, I'm not raiding anybody today. It's fine. I'll catch everybody next week when we pick up from.
Who is Brick is live?
Hero Zone.
Oh shit!
Hero
How
Zone?
could I be live? I am in bed.
Hero Zone.
Hey, people have made a lot of money on sleeping streams, Brick.
I'm sleeping in pitch dark.
What is Hero Zone doing, Amber?
On
Let's find out,
D&D.
'cause everything's lagging out.
Who is he running it with?
I don't know. I just know he's live in my
In
follow.
my underwear. I don't
Video stream
think
playback
Twitch
error. No shit.
like either of those.
Hold on, we're gonna go to this channel.
Hey, ma'am. Quit trying to jump
Twitch
off
doesn't
me.
like me today.
Ma'am, can you go to sleep?
So, for the sake of notes, at least for you, Megan, Ben's mother is Juliana Mithranda.
Juliana Mithranda.
Juliana. Juliana.
Juliana, actually. And for the sake of also additional simplicity, even though it's not really going to be come up to later, the nature of her undeath in Nineveh before getting turned into a flesh golem here, she was a revenant. So
Ooh.
vengeful
thought.
undead. Okay, Twitch does not want to load up anything, so we're gonna kill it here.
Good
My browsers and everything
night.
hate me today. See you guys next week.
And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
that's
see
right, 'cause
us
Dissident Dynasty,
tomorrow. Dissident
everybody tune in
Dynasty.
on Guinea Pig Gamer 2375 Twitch stuff. For me as a player, being a goofy, like
Goober.
deep southern dragon man in Disneyland, Disney World.
Yeah, no,
Are we
Disney
still
World.
in Disney World?
We're still